Task Factory is a suite of SSIS components available from Pragmatic Works. In this video, we'll look at the Address Parse Transform. Addresses. Boy, if there is ever the bane of my existence, it's addresses. I'm amazed at how many systems will just give users a big block and let them key in the address as free format text in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So you wind up with addresses with zips, without zips, with commas, without commas, with states misspelled, you name it, it's just free format, anything goes text. As a BI developer, you're then left with the headache of trying to clean these up before they go into the reporting system or data warehouse. Fortunately for us, Task Factory has a really nice address parsing transform that will help us clean these up. To demonstrate, I've set up a simple table with one column called bad address. And you can see here I've keyed in a series of addresses into the system. And some I've put commas after the cities, some I have not, some have the state capitalized, some don't, some have absolutely no commas whatsoever. This one actually has both a street address and a secondary street address. Here, apartment 33. Here's one that is just bad address with absolutely no other information in it. And here's another bad address with a state of ZZ and a zip code of 1. So with that data in the system, let's jump over here and we're going to drop an address parse transform onto our design surface. We'll hook it up. And let's just clean this up real quick because I like things to look pretty. There we go. Alright, now the transform asks us for some basic information. It wants to know, do we have a single column with all of the address data, or is the address spread across multiple columns? Well, in our case, we have a single column, and in the drop-down, I pick the name. Now I can come over here, and I can determine what quality is the address. For example, I can say I only want to include high-quality parsed addresses, and it says what should happen to non-parsable or low-quality addresses. So I can come here and I can say, well, ignore failures, redirect rows to error, fail, or redirect errors to non-parsable output. This means that any bad addresses are going to go to a different destination. Now down here, I can change, for example, my column names from address line 1 to maybe just line 1. For right now, though, we'll just leave all of these alone, as well as their lengths. I can also choose the case formatting from proper case to uppercase, or just don't do anything with it. We'll leave ours at proper case, and we'll click OK. Now we need somewhere for our data to go. To do that, we're going to use another Task Factory component, the terminator. The terminator is a great item to use for these demonstrations because the data just gets thrown away. But we can use it in conjunction with a data viewer. This time our output's going to be parsed addresses. And we're going to right click and put a data viewer on this. And we'll click Add. And we'll just take the default grid and click OK. And then we'll do the same thing over here, going to our non-parsed, our bad data. We'll come up here to the line, right click, data viewers, add, take the default, and click OK. Alright, now we're ready to run this, so we'll just come here. Okay, you can see here, this data viewer contains my bad addresses. So there's bad address 1, and here's the second bad address. So it correctly rerouted these to a bad address destination, which we could then take and notify users that these need to be cleaned up. In this data viewer, we've got our good addresses. Now, in addition to showing us the bad address column, it's parsed these out. So I've got 123 Elm Street, in which the Elm and the ST has been capitalized. Here's First Avenue, Main Street, and Doe Lane, and you can see it's correctly broken this out to have our apartment number on address line 2. Here are our city names correctly capitalized, as well as the states, and it tells us what the quality is, high quality or low quality, and the city state zip quality. So you can see we can get a good metric on how confident are we in this data. So there you go. We'll go ahead and close these. Using the address parse transformation made it very easy to go clean up all of these badly entered addresses. In order to learn more about the address parse transform, as well as other components available within Task Factory, please visit us at pragmaticworks.com.